Hi and welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally and I'm in Singapore. I'm at the Tribeca Future Facing Commodities Conference where I'm speaking with Martin McQuade from Tungsten Metals Group.
Yes.
Yeah, important to get that group in on the end there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tungsten Metals Group. Martin, welcome to the Roadhouse.
Thank you, Wally, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak today.
Oh, absolute pleasure. Now, just before we came on here, we're having a quick chat. So, Tungsten Metals Group at the moment are not listed as yet, but going through a process of getting to that point.
Yeah, well, we are. We've spent a bit of time in the last year or so getting the company ready to put our prospectus to the ASX, and we hope to have that prospectus to them within the next 3 to 4 weeks, and then give willing on the ASX side. After that, we'll be looking to list, obviously going through the raising section of that.
All right, so investors who come on board, what do they expect to be involved in?
Well, I think this is a great opportunity if you want to get exposure into a critical metal. And why a great opportunity is that tungsten is one of the most useful economic critical metals that you can deal with. It's actually as part of your everyday life, and most people don't realise what it does for you. Simple uses like pen, the end of pen points, but more complex uses as being used in this layers with electrical wiring between semiconductors. So when you hear people talking about AI and the amount of power that's used, those things run really hot. The best way to get electrical conductivity between chips on circuit boards, you've got to use tungsten. So there's a whole range of uses that people just don't really know just how critical it is to their everyday life.
Yeah, I suppose we hear all about the coppers of the world and the lithiums, because batteries are only made of lithium. There's nothing else in them.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah, all that stuff. But it's other, as you say, critical minerals like tungsten that go into it.
Yeah,
that they have to be there.
Yeah, there is, and there's always been this under promotion probably of tungsten and just how it's used in the world. I think we all would generally, if we're a handy person around in our house, we might be drilling holes in something. Yeah. And that drilling a hole doesn't really occur if you don't have tungsten in that drill bit in some form. So that's generally how people get knowledge about how it's used. Maybe tungsten filaments in your lights. In the early days, they were all tungsten. And if anybody has a lot of grey hair, might remember the Thunderbirds. And those dancing puppets were held up with string, which was not really string, it was tungsten wire.
Oh, right.
So it's been around our lives for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But there's more modern new uses coming through. Certainly there's a lot of excitement about its uses in EV batteries, because a mixture of tungsten and niobium creates very great charging density flow-throughs into EV batteries. So that research has certainly been well worked on and looked at.
All right, so Tungsten Metals Group itself, how is that going to contribute to this world of tungsten?
So what do? Is we make ferrotungsten, as the first product that is off our, the first cab off our ranks, and then we're doing that through our facility in northern Vietnam. The facility was built about 2013 and has been making a ferrotungsten, not as much as it should have been, but it has been making ferrotungsten all that time. Ferrotungsten's important. Ferrotungsten is used in those drill bits, those high-speed steels that we drill into or use to drill into holes into steel. That's us. That's where we are. We're in the basic area of high heavy industry usage. So that's where we're at. But there are other uses too as well. So that when you look at a car, the panels that have been pressed, the dies that are used to press those forms, tungsten's sitting in there as well.
Right.
So it has really important uses because it stays strong at high temperatures.
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
All right, so that's what you do. So as I was saying before, you don't have a mine as such. You're not out on the ground digging it up. You're processing the material.
Yes, we're processing only. We feel that it's better for us to focus on product from concentrate onwards. But not just concentrate, we're actually part of the recycling industry as well. So now a lot of our source of material that we put into the furnace comes out of recycled tungsten. It's processed one step before it comes to us, but we're part of that recycling community now. So we're tapped into all of that at the moment.
All right. So, well, obviously we're waiting for news on the IPO.
Yes.
Being able to get, that's where we are.
Yeah.
So no doubt the news will filter out as we get closer to that.
Yes.
And once the bell rings and the whistles are blown, Tungsten Metals Group will be up on the ASX and we'll be flying. We hope.
Yeah, hope so. We hope to have some good news for people who are interested in investing in us. Please look for us towards the end of April. We hopefully will have some positive news from the ASX at that stage.
All right, viewers, you heard that. The end of April, keep out on looking for Tungsten Metals Group. And Martin, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and I hope all goes well.
Thank you, Wally, and it's nice to be able to talk to your listeners today.
Cheers.